Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats because we're plunging headfirst into an explosive Canadian saga that's igniting debates on energy, jobs, and the very glue holding this nation together. Picture this: Alberta, Canada's roaring oil giant, just got sucker-punched by Ottawa's elite. No pipelines whatsoever on their shiny new fast-track list for game-changing national projects. Yep, in a world screaming for rock-solid energy security, Prime Minister Mark Carney's Liberal squad is dodging the tough plays, stranding Alberta in frustration while the U.S. watches with a knowing grin. But stay tuned, folks, as we peel back the layers of this political drama, spotlight the double standards, stack it against Donald Trump's powerhouse energy wins, and reveal why pipelines are more than steel. They're the heartbeat of prosperity, unity, and a bolder Canada. By the time we're done, you'll grasp why this snub could splinter the country unless real action kicks in now. The Liberal crew is gearing up to drop their debut roster of national interest projects, aimed at slashing bureaucracy and turbocharging builds. But insider buzz to Radio Canada spills that this opening lineup skips oil pipelines entirely. For the time being, anyway. A Liberal voice insists this gap doesn't seal the fate. Natural gas lines might still slide in later. Carney's been upfront. Any pipeline push demands a private powerhouse leading the charge. This fuels our weekly chat with the sharp Catherine Cullen, host of the House on CBC Radio, gracing us Wednesdays with insider scoops. Thrilled to see you, Catherine. Jump in. Our team, including Janice and Rafi from Edmonton, echoes Radio Canada. Pipelines are MIA for now, with 0 companies volunteering. What's the holdup, and why the cold shoulder on this initial slate? That's the burning query, spot on. The PM's hammered that private enterprise must steer these beasts, needing a dedicated backer to rev the engines. This summer at Calgary's iconic Stampede, Carney hyped it as highly likely a pipeline would snag a spot on Ottawa's prospect list. But tune into Alberta's Danielle Smith or Conservative boss Pierre Poilievre, and they roast the Liberal regulatory nightmare as the culprit. They've slammed these policies for repelling firms outright. Smith's got a 9-item reform wishlist, whittled to 3 in her latest tweet, and she's locking horns with Carney today. She's clear: a fresh oil line isn't optional. It's vital for stitching Canada seamless. Still, no private player means federal gridlock. How bendy is Carney on the pressure points from Smith and Poilievre? Jury's out. A biggie is axing the West Coast tanker ban, where Carney's old quips suggest potential give, but zero vibes he's rushing it. Back to the Zone Media Network, everyone. I'm Griffin, your straight shooting guide, dishing hot takes from Canada's front lines. Alberta's reeling from Ottawa's gut punch, a fast-track shortlist barren of pipelines. Not one oil artery. This reeks of spineless globalist agendas throttling energy self-reliance. As Trump waged war for U.S. fuel supremacy, Canada's brass buckles, fueling Alberta's rage and U.S. scrutiny. Carney's reign. A flop unfolding. Rather than champion Alberta and vital energy veins, his team parades a pipeline-free agenda. That's not foresight, it's fold-up. Alberta hungers for muscle, not hold-ups. Trump lit the path. Pipelines spark jobs, defy elitist chains, and forge independence. Carney glad hands at Davos, wooing globals, as Alberta suffers and Canada weakens. Stack against Trump's ironclad wins, bold strokes building national might and freedom. A perpetual victor with stacking successes. Circling back to Janice and Rafi's Edmonton intel, Radio Canada says no pipelines yet, Sands Company bids.
Why?
PM demands private propulsion, mirroring his Stampede bet on pipelines eyeing lists. But Smith and Poilievre finger Liberal hurdles for the proposer famine. Smith's 9-policy overhaul call, now 3-focused, primes today's Carney clash. She insists oil pipelines bind the Federation. Yet, proposer void stalls feds. Carney's give on Smith-Poilievre jabs? TBD. West Coast ban. Carney's teased flexibility, but no imminent flip. Boom, another sidestep, another stall. No firms forward. Even if legit, does it greenlight Ottawa's paralysis? Real talk, Liberal regs suffocate ambition. Smith spot on, Alberta's ambition overflows, but Ottawa's tape binds it. Shred it, and cash cascades. Carney cloaks in private leads, but who bets on a tilted field? Biz seeks tax perks, rocksteady rules, future bets, not sabotage. Recall Trudeau's No More Pipelines legacy, smothering dreams pre-launch. Carney boasts system savvy, aka preserving Alberta's chains. Why tweak what fits his script? Smith and Poilievre know, no deep fixes, no influx. Carney toys edges, like bands or tweaks, but Alberta craves barrier busts, not nibbles. Rewind to Trump's era, pipelines rose, no wobbles. He hacked regs, tamed the maze, catapulted U.S. independence. A patriotic quest, crowning America energy kingpin. Carney hides, Alberta jobs vanish, unity phrase. Canada's common thread? Ottawa gripes, maybe. No federal yield? Alberta amps the fight. Powerhouses pipe up, wimps paperwork them. They crave shifts like the Tory-tagged No More Pipelines bill, Trudeau's Impact Assessment Act steering big builds. Carney pledges in-system work, Smith Poilievre demand ground-up redo. No Carney cave-in signs. Tracking Smith-Carney meet and non-pipeline picks. Nailed it, Catherine, adding the 7:30 p.m. Eastern Timing, CBC News Network all in. Pipeline-less. Port pumps nationwide. Canada's North hums in Polytalk, stressing Indigenous buy-in and roles. Some First Nations irked by Carney's tempo. Fresh deflection, ports, North builds, or climate-safe fluff over pipelines. Tired tactic, duck hard hits, tout symbols, brand progress. Ports/North dazzle, but no Alberta economy swap. Pipelines unlock energy, sans them, jobs sit, Ottawa preens, nationcraft. Indigenous nod, key, but Ottawa's dawdle politicizes all. Many nations chase gains, yet Carney's crawl tires backers. Not respect, freeze faked as chat. Carney's pitch lacks. Sharp energy roadmap. Ports/roads miss pipeline bucks. Oil's fast fortune post-setup. North no Alberta job sponge. Political veil, not blueprint. Smith's answer Hunt meets Merck and, someday. Trump axed fluff, unleash, employ, empower. Carney hawks sidetracks, Canada leaks wins. Alberta earns lines, surge, sway. Won't confirm pipeline list spot tomorrow, but premiers/PM all in on Canada growth. Saskatoon kickoff-eyed rails, roads, ports, greens, classics, endless. Pivot point, U.S. trade revamp forces global rethink. Carney pushes U.S. light megabuilds, daring facade, but uncover, empty oaths, staged drops. Energy min dodges pipes, true zeal shouts it. Canadians snag haze, Alberta craves core. Not command, mirage. U.S. cut. Smart, but energy ditch breeds frailty. Trump's genius, energy armor versus all. Spigot-wide sand spin. Carney plucks non-pipes, greens, ports, zealotry to nonsense. Pipe yes/no. Dodge dooms. Alberta jobs/unity war, Carney econ games. Trump erected, Carney drags. Canada wants lines, moves, gigs, nerve. Grasp, lists living, evergreen, additive. Oil expansion nurture needed. Pipelines need barrel pledges, 9 laws block hours. Grand bargain eyes repeal/revise, pathways CO2, bitumen line. Talks buzz, hopeful. List ain't final, entries for ripe ones. Smith's cheer veils bad bargain. Evergreen ignores Alberta's launch snub. Pipes merit lead, not add-ons. Later, okay let's Ottawa drag, Alberta forfeits. No first slot. Intentional skip. Libs hype green/port/north, tease ads, poly wheel ring. Alberta rejects glacial fed pace, holds aid foes, hurt locals. Beyond Alberta gold, unity, faith. Pipe snub says futures haggle, sparking ire, splits, secession buzz or U.S. tie dreams. Trump never postponed, prioritized, slashed, sped wins. Lead versus lag. Alberta seeks sure, not lists. No Ottawa. Alberta pushes till lines land. PM scopes nationwide, list heft. Fulfills Carney vow, econ overhaul via builds, build, baby, build. Step scale. Trad green mix fascinates. Last, Edmonton Lib caucus vibe presit. Upbeat, post-Trudeau gloom where writings razzied MPs. As Alberta pipe hunts, Libs vibe focus. Edmonton meet, Kudos over fixes, moods up from Trudeau flop. Optics over output. Energy balance chat shows wander. Terms, no track. Oil/gas. Canada core, yet pond. Greens enhance, not eclipse currents. Ottawa show, bases greens, sans vision. Libs glee at less jeers, pause, not triumph. Gauge, jobs/invest/unity. Flunking. Trump deed ruled, erects, trims, makes. U.S. leaped. Connie's group. Cozy bash in Alberta wait. Confidential prelim list via CBC. BC Kamloops LNG double for Asia/Europe. Darlington nuke. G7 SMR pioneer. Montreal port swell. 3rd MPO nod. BC/Sask mines amp pipes? Nope. Ottawa flashes. Skips Alberta cries. PM tweet. Major projects office for road/port/energy paths. Big, bold, now. LNG step, but transport woes? Patch. Darlington global brag. Unscaled. Distract dazzle. Montreal lib pleaser. Mines grow. Evade Alberta. List boxes. Green/regional. No unity. Carney global chases. Home ignores. Trump piped for rule. Connie ducks. Libs backpat mood lift woe. Hope? No bill pay amid losses. Hurdles rise. Climate simmers. Lib sub-caucus pushes bold. Pots bubble, but optimism flips last name-o. Carney advisor to ruler. Thanks Catherine. House fuel. Libs vibe high, but losses/stalls endure. Retreat cheer aids no layoffs. Carney test. Growth give. Climate push yanks from Alberta. Weak. Faction fiddle over aims. Trump agenda set. Freed. Worker-led. Wins vibes. Carney wrong way. Goods fade with blocks/winter. Canadians spot grins. Connie's track. Mirage. Port/nukes/tokens. Babble. Canada needs oil. Sidelined. Alberta no drags/voids. Trump tape cut. Energy free. Worker top. Canada do that. Sands. Boom stalls. Bonds break. Ottawa frail splits leaderland. Zone media wrap. Griffin here. Like/sub/